Hello, I'm Matt.
I'm Kai, and we are Gorgon City.
And we are here today to do our computer music producer masterclass, talking about our tune Imagination from our first album, Sirens. So this is the Logic project that we did the vocals in. I don't know, just because sometimes we do stuff in Logic, sometimes we don't, sometimes it just depends on the day, and it depends kind of where we are in the world, what studio we're in, if they haven't got Ableton or something. So yeah, this is the project. Basically, it looks like it's pretty crazy, but it's not at all. It's just got one main lead for the verse, well, two main leads for the verses. Then it's got the chorus layers with the harmonies for the chorus and extra harmonies for the final chorus. And then we've got ad-libs, and then we've got the choir here in green. So on this project, generally, a lot of the time, there'll be kind of 2 or 3 main groups or buses, as we're in Logic now. We would send, a lot of the time, the lead and the choruses to the same bus, just to keep it nice and simple, and it makes it quicker, and at the end of the day, it sounds good. So you don't have to always have a million different buses or different groups. So here, the main output is going to bus 1 on the verses, both verses, as you can see, and same with all of the chorus layers, and also all the harmonies. So it's basically just all going to the same bus, and it's just nice and solid. And on the main bus, we've got a little bit of auto-tune, just to keep things in check. We don't really put too much on.
Yeah, it's not too harsh on this tune.
It's not too harsh, it's just kind of just to keep things in check. Katie's got an amazing voice, so it probably doesn't even really need it, but sometimes it's just nice to kind of keep things in check, make it sound quite sort of digital as well, which is quite cool. It's got a Logic compression on it, opto vocal, just to kind of make it punch more. Then we've got a bit of the CLA waves.
Yeah, this is a wicked plugin.
A bit of
really
widener, a bit of roof pushing, high frequencies pushed up, and a bit of delay.
Yeah, there's something about the widener just on this plugin that's just really good for vocals. It never sounds too weird. For some reason, it just really suits vocals. So we pretty much always use that, and we haven't found a widener or a stereo thing that sounds as good as this one, so we always use that. For
vocals, definitely. I mean, we use that stereo tool thing quite a lot. And the Sonelkis thing is more for like pads and bass.
Yeah,
and stuff.
That's sort of more for pushing things that already are stereo, where this one sort of, it can create a nice sort of stereo out of a mono vocal channel. So it's kind of cool for creating width instead of just pushing width that's already there.
And on this, we've used, so after the CLA thing, sorry, I'll shut these. After the compression and the CLA, we've done some EQing using the Logic channel EQ. Probably nowadays I wouldn't use that. I'd use the AP one instead, just because it's easier to use.
Yeah, I hate that EQ.
It's more effective, basically. But obviously you can check the analyzer on this one. So similar vibes, you can still see what's going on, it's just not as accurate. And then got a bit of space design reverb. I really like the Nice Room preset, it's really nice, and I've done some EQing on it as well. Whenever I use this reverb, I always like to EQ the reverb just to kind of make all the right frequencies shine through. That's a good thing about that Space Designer. And then at the end, I've just got a bit of like Renaissance compressor from Waves, just to kind of keep everything in check. Really like that compressor, just really subtle, but just kind of makes everything sit and glue nicely together. And so that's bus 1. And if we listen to that bus on its own.
No, don't tell me that you're leaving. I need you to use your imagination. Imagine you remembered me.
So it's quite subtle, there's nothing crazy going on, it's just nice and crisp. She's got a really nice vocal. When someone's got a great voice, you really don't need to do much to it. A bit of compression, a bit of EQ, and reverb, basically. That's pretty much all it is. And yeah, you just need to find the right singers, basically. And then we've got a choir on top of all this, which we recorded at Rack Studios in St John's Wood, and then we brought it back in here.
Yeah, I think there's actually only like 4 people, but at Rack there's so many different mics, and like it's just wicked. Like you can make a whole choir out of just like 4 or 6 people.
And so on this bus, we've put similar stuff, just no auto-tune. It's got a bit, actually it doesn't have widener on it just because we've been panning all the stuff so much. It's probably more panned.
Yeah, it's recorded, panned in.
Everything's like fully panned, and then Space Design's got a hall reverb on it just to give it that more sort of churchy vibe. It's a nice reverb preset. I haven't got an EQ on that. And so you can hear this on its own. It's got the redness compressor on there just to keep it in check a little bit, just to sort of keep it level. And then it's sent to another bus, which has got so it's got the this is a preset that I made called Silvery Vox FX Sick, which is just like a, so I've got a load of like things I've made in the past for past vocal tunes that I just sort of have a bank of, from vocals from a deep male voice to a really high pitched female voice, and I literally just like chuck them on there generally, and then just change them to make them suit the new vocal. But this is one which just adds extra sort of top end basically, and it's just basically got more EQ and more reverb, and yeah, it's basically like just adds some more sort of top end to it basically, and you can hear that bass on its own there.
Use your imagination. Use your imagination. No, don't tell me that you're leaving.
And I've added some more tape delay to it as well, actually.
Use your imagination.
The Logic tape delay is really nice and simple. It's just like a real kind of standard one, but I just like the way it's kind of really simple. But yeah, it's just got extra long vocals and choir hall presets on there just to give it more reverb. And yeah, that's it. Pretty simple stuff. But yeah, the key is to work with the best singers and then just keep it simple, whatever you do to their vocals. Don't overdo it. Don't make it sound too kind of auto-tuned or digital. Just keep it like nice and fresh. And so all together on the chorus, the final chorus, probably that crescendo of the tune. I've got some ad-libs as well, actually, which are going to the same bus as the main vocal.
Use your imagination.
Yeah, whenever we're recording a vocalist, we'll always, at the end, we'll just get them to do an ad-lib track where we'll play the whole song, maybe even twice, and they'll just sort of do stuff off the cuff and kind of just jam it out, and then we'll just cut it up and just pick the best bits and use them. It's especially good for the last chorus as well, getting like a really big ad-lib to lead into it, or over the top of it, just to make that last chorus bigger and a bit different to the rest of them. So yeah, it's really good to sort of, when you're working with a vocalist, just getting like extra bits that aren't in the song already, just like, you know, extra bits, like even like sometimes we'll get them to do like pads out of like oohs or ahs. It's cool to have like extra pad layers like that.
Yeah, and that's basically it. That's the vocal. That's all we got time for now.
So if you want to see the rest of this, make sure you go and buy the latest edition of Computer Music.